Welcome back to another video. Now, if you guys are Knicks fans, you probably have seen the news by now, maybe you haven't. But the New York Knicks have just traded for Karl-Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange. Well, they traded Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns. They also included Daquan Jeffries in the deal to make the salary cap work. And Detroit was, if most people that watch basketball expect, they're always that extra 13 because they're not good and they're always throwing an extra pick. So the Knicks had help from Detroit to make this trade go through with the salary cap to make it match. What the Knicks are really trying to do here is trying to compete with the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics have everybody on the floor that can shoot the ball. Now, it's kind of trending this way where you see it a lot in Europe basketball where the five out system is huge. Every team almost runs a five out system. And when you get a player like Jalen Brunson, you don't want that paint clogged. You want to open up the paint, and because he that's where he does most of his work is anything inside like 12 feet of the net. That's where he tries to score. He goes floaters, mid ranges, layups. He does shoot threes really well, but he really likes to score inside the paint area. And he was top three in points scored in the paint last year as a point guard, and the other guys like Giannis and like Embiid or something like that. So that's the type of player he is. So the Knicks gotta try to get players to complement him because he is your superstar, he's your franchise player, and that's who you're going to try to win with. So now you're looking at a starting lineup of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, Mitchell Robinson, I feel like he's going to get traded. Maybe he won't. Maybe I'll keep him off the bench for purposes of playing like Joel Embiid or something. But I think it would be in the Knicks' best interest to trade him for another starter and rock with like Precious Achiuwa off the bench instead to keep that spacing going. But that's just my opinion. But another thing I would like to talk about is the difference of Towns and Randle. Now, Randle was signed in 2019 when they drafted RJ Barrett, and it was thought to be the Knicks were going to get KD and Kyrie. Now, obviously, that didn't happen for the best. It didn't happen, but as a Knicks fan, it was like putting salt in a wound because you expected to get KD, Kyrie, and Zion Williamson, a generational prospect, and two of the like top 10 players in the world, and you got nothing. But Julius Randle did something really extraordinary. I mean, he was the start of building this team back to a winning culture. At first in 2019, it obviously was not that, but after 2019, 2020, he was our best player, our superstar, and carried us to the playoffs. Now, obviously, in that playoff series against Atlanta, they just doubled him the entire time, and he did legit nothing. So the Knicks got gentlemen swept, and they lost. But when you look at Julius Randle's stats, it's nothing short of amazing. I mean, in his career, he averaged 22.6 points a game, 9.9 rebounds, almost double double, 4.7 assists, 45% from the field goal range, and he played in 330 games for the New York Knicks. Now, when you get to the playoffs, it's obviously way worse because in that Atlanta series, he was not good, and 2 years ago against Miami, he was like battling injuries. Not, I mean, it wasn't against just play Miami, also Cleveland. He got that ankle sprain where he was dominating that game. I think he was like 7 to 7 from the field. He had like 15 points in the first half and went out with an injury, and he pretty much won us that series with how good of a game he started. Which was unfortunate for him that he got hurt because then he just wasn't the same player, and he was just he couldn't really drive as well. He couldn't bully his way into the paint. So in his playoff career with the Knicks was 17.1 points a game, 9.4 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 34% from field goal percentage, which is just abysmally really bad and something you don't want from a guy that was a first and second option here. So you need better. You needed better from him, and he only played 15 playoff games in the 3 series we've been in because he was hurt. He got hurt and he missed the first game against what's it called Miami, and after that he just wasn't the same player. And obviously, I mean, 15 games is he only missed like one in the playoffs, but actually no, he didn't play any playoff games this year because he got the injury against Miami in the regular season. Which if we had a Randle, we're probably going to the conference finals, but some might say that okay, if we had a Randle, we're probably losing in the first round to the Sixers. So it's very he said, she said. So you can't really decide like if he was on a team because you're just assuming at the point. There's no like, real evidence or facts. He's also a 3-time All-Star and a 2-time All-NBA player, which He's a star player in the league, and he's deserving of all those All Stars and All NBAs. Now he probably would have been a three-time All NBA player if he didn't get hurt because of the new rule where you had to play a minimum of 65 games to get um, qualify for any off-season awards like All NBA or MVP. Like you have to play like a certain amount of games, even like 6 man of the year. Donte DiVincenzo, who sadly the Nova Knicks lasted an off-season. Like we thought it was gonna be a great thing with Mikel, OG, Brunson, and Hart, but Donte DiVincenzo will never forget that game against Philly where everything looked dead in the water and he hits that 3-pointer. That's what the Knicks need to try to find. They need that sharpshooter back. They need to see if you can find one for Mitchell Robinson. If you can't, it's fine, I guess. Like, I expect a lot more collect to play. He's a second-round pick. I think it would be in the best interest to play more shooters. I think the Knicks need more shooting, and it's going to happen. But Karl-Anthony Towns does add that shooting. He's probably, I would say, beside like for centers, probably the best shooting center in the league. Now Embiid's up there, but Karl-Anthony Towns is kind of a sniper from deep range, from 3 point range. I guess you could take Porzingis too. They're kind of neck and neck, but I really like getting Karl-Anthony Towns because the thing about Julius Randle was as good as a player he was, his defense was a bit of a liability. He only could guard one position, and it's the power forward position. He couldn't really do it well. But you get Towns. Towns can guard the other team's best center. You don't have to move, and he also could play power forward. So he gives you that versatility Randall really couldn't give you. So you get a guy in Towns. He's replacing the assist Randall gets, and he's getting more rebounds. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns' ninth season with the Timberwolves, he averaged 22.9 points a game, which is pretty much 23, 10.8 rebounds, which is pretty much 11, 3.2 assists, and 52.4% from the field. And he also played 573 regular season games, and he was selected for 4 All-Stars in his 9 years there. Now, I think he had like 2 All-NBAs, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3. But he's a really good player, and obviously, I think it's like a really good move for the Knicks. It's more emotionally draining. Like Julius Randle was a core piece of this team, and he's gone now. Like RJ getting traded was in the best interest, but it's sad. Like that's like your guy. So seeing your favorite players leave is never a fun thing, but this is definitely for the best interest of the Knicks. And it does make them better. And his Karl-Anthony Towns' playoff career. I mean, he didn't really have that great of a series against. I think it was Dallas, but I mean he has been pretty decent in the playoffs. I also think that the fact that Anthony Edwards is now the star there, they want to try to build into his strengths and that strength, and I think that Karl Towns, kind of needs more scoring, and I think that's he's going to be the for sure second option here at the Knicks. Now Julius Randle, I think the Julius Randle and getting because you already have Minnesota already has Gobert, so you're getting a guy that could drive in the paint and score. Towns really can't do that as well as Randall can, but that's why Minnesota is a good move for both teams. Now, Karl Towns' his playoff career, he averages 18.8 points a game, 10 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 46.8% from the field, which is pretty much 27. And he's played in 32 games in the playoffs, which now that's obviously not like bad, but maybe the Knicks it might be a little better for him. I mean, it's not like his field goal percentage is bad. It's just I would expect him maybe to be in the 20 range, but that's okay. It's not like he averages like 26 points a game. He gets like 22. So it's not that bad. And I think it definitely helps us or it helps our chances against Boston because they run 5 out. We're going to be running 5 out. We have versatility on defense. We can switch on and off on defenders. I think this is perfect for the Knicks. Now, when you get to Randall's, if you looked at Randall's career games per game played, it would probably, games per season played, it's going to be less than what it was on the Knicks. But I'm just comparing to Julius Randle's time on the Knicks to Karl Towns' time on the Timberwolves. Julius Randle in 66 games, he plays 66 games a season with the New York Knicks. Karl Towns is a little bit shy of that with 63.7. So obviously it's like a 3-game difference. It wasn't really much of a big difference. But Julius Randle pretty much he misses other than like 2 seasons, he misses games all the time. It seems to me he's always hurt at the wrong time. So Karl-Anthony Towns, let's hope he stays healthy for us. On like it's not a shot or anything, but like Julius Randle come playoff time, besides the Atlanta series, is just always unfortunately hurt. So let's just hope maybe Towns' playing style keeps him healthy. But there's no really like predicted injuries. It just If it happens, it just happens. But yeah, that's about it. Really, I mean, I think this is personally just a good trade for both teams, and it makes both teams better. And yeah, I'm excited for this next season. Let me know what you guys think about this trade, and if you think it's a good trade, let me know. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.